इश्क नवाजा मुझ में मैं नहीं तुझ में तू नहीं दिल की सुन आवाज़ा इश्क नवाजा
Across London on 1458 AM and DAB, celebrating 9 glorious years of broadcasting excellence. This is Leica Radio.
From the Sky News Centre at 9. The Deputy Prime Minister says the government's on the cusp of securing a new deal to cover post-Brexit trade rules for Northern Ireland. Dominic Raab says there's been real progress in negotiations with the European Union.
I think there's real progress. We want to make sure all the pieces are in place. But I think hopefully there'll be good news in a matter of days, not weeks.
Conservative MPs have been told to be in Westminster tomorrow as expectations grow of a vote in the House of Commons. It's reported at least 27 bodies have been found on a beach in southern Italy following a suspected migrant shipwreck. It's understood the vessel was carrying over 100 people when it ran into trouble at dawn. The country's fire and rescue service say there are around 40 survivors. A sixth man, who's 71, has been arrested following the attempted murder of Detective Chief Inspector John Caldwell in Omagh. 5 others remain in custody following Wednesday's shooting. Police looking for a missing hill walker from West Yorkshire say the bodies of a man and dog have been found in the Scottish Highlands. 33-year-old Kyle Sambrook was last seen in the Lost Valley area of Glencoe last weekend. Sport Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has praised his players for their desire to retain their Premier League title. City thrashed Bournemouth 4-1 yesterday, but remain 2 points behind leaders Arsenal.
3 days between games, big troubles, a lot of pressure, demanding physicality, and we'll try to fight for this Premier League. I don't have any doubts.
Despite being made to follow on, New Zealand's cricketers enjoyed the better of the third day of the second test against England in Wellington. The hosts finished on 202 for 3. And England Rugby Union head coach Steve Borthwick says Wales deserve huge credit for their performance despite his side beating them 2010 in the Six Nations. The match had been in doubt after a dispute over contracts, leading to suggestions the Welsh squad could go on strike. That's the latest.
This is a 30-second ad. That's not long, but it's long enough to do something that could save you money on your energy bills. In 30 seconds, you can turn your boiler flow temperature down to 60 degrees, or switch off unused appliances, turn a radiator down in a room you're not using, or dial down the temperature on your washing machine. Each one you do will be 30 seconds well spent. They all add up and could save you hundreds of pounds. Visit gov.uk/save energy for more energy-saving ideas.
Winner of Radio Station of the Year at the Asian Media Awards 2022.
Leica Radio, London.
Leica Radio weather.
Today's weather, sunny intervals and moderate breeze. In London and surrounding areas, top temperature 7 centigrade. Sunset is at 5:35 p.m.
ये है
Leica Radio. Leica Radio.
Flight updates are brought to you by travelup.com. Flights, hotels and holidays.
Let's go for a flight update. All flights are as scheduled, but please check with your flight operators before heading to the airport.
Flight updates were brought to you by travelup.com. Lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through travelup.com. Call 0207 580 5000. Flight updates were brought to you by travelup.com. Lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through travelup.com. Call 0207 580 5000. Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Leica Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the 149th edition of Talking Points on Leica Radio with me, Keith Vaz. Thank you, Priyanka, for another great show. Happy birthday this week to Ravi Gill. Let's go around the world to get some top news stories from this week. The symbolic visit by the US President Joe Biden comes as Ukraine will this week mark the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion. Mr. Biden announced an additional £500 million in support for Ukraine's resistance against Vladimir Putin's Russia. On Tuesday, Seattle became the first US city to ban caste-based discrimination after a vote by the local council. Dalit activists and academics say such recognition is needed in the West as well, especially in the US. Seattle Seattle, adding cost to its anti-discrimination laws, is a landmark event. The UAE's climate envoy and designated president of the COP28 summit said on Wednesday that his country will explore all partnership opportunities with India to help India's growth and ensure that it proceeds on its low-carbon plans. On the programme today, we're going over to Pinner in Middlesex to join Sarita Thakrar, whose journey with health and wellness began 4 years ago after leaving her role in the corporate sector and delving into the world of alternative medicine. She is now a full-time yoga coach. We will be doing yoga with her later. Are you learning a new language? Well, you should. We're going over to North London to hear from my special guest on the programme, Yolanda Baker, who is a modern language tutor and has been scaling up access to affordable private tuition. She's currently working as a product owner at LessonWise, where she drives product development change. Let's all learn Chinese. But before all that, let's hear some music.
बड़ा लंबा एक चढ़ा के चढ़ गया मैं खंबा अरे प्यार का ये तार बड़ा लंबा एक चढ़ा के चढ़ गया मैं खंबा ललितपुर में लंदन में आशिक रे दर्जन में हाँ ललितपुर में लंदन में आशिक रे दर्जन में हम गाला काट नजर बिजली ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 करंट मारे बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 बिजली
दिल पे कटिया पड़ी दिल पे कटिया पड़ी ओ तू मिले तो दिल पे कटिया पड़ी दिल पे कटिया पड़ी जो छुआ तो हो गई खटिया खड़ी हो गई खटिया खड़ी ललितपुर में लंदन में हाय एक में 100 दर्जन में ललितपुर में लंदन में एक में 100 दर्जन में तुझको मैं दिल दूंगी quickly ओ आई रे आई बिजली 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 ओ आई रे आई बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 करंट मारे बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 ओ जो 140 का करंट मारे बिजली 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 हो होश उड़ाने के टैलेंट सारे बिजली 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 हो तेरे आगे गवर्नमेंट हारे बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 ओ हाय रे बिजली 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 बिजली
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I hope you enjoyed the music. It was Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi who proposed we celebrate the importance of yoga during his landmark speech to the UN General Assembly in 2014. Around 300 million people regularly practice yoga around the globe. My special guest on the programme today is Sarita Thakrar, whose journey with health and wellness began 4 years ago after leaving her role in the corporate sector and delving into the world of alternative medicine. She is now a full-time yoga coach. Through developing a deep understanding of the connection between the mind and body, Sarita has dedicated her work to healing through a holistic approach to health that combines exercise, emotional well-being practices, sleep and nutrition. Sarita's coaching style draws from her extensive self-practice as well as her training at various different schools in India. Let's go over to Pinner, the home of Elton John in northwest London, and join Sarita Thakrar. Thank you for joining us today, Sarita. Good morning.
Good morning, Keith. Thank you so much for having me.
Are you feeling calm on this Sunday morning?
I definitely am. I have just finished a session, so I am very much feeling calm.
Good. Now, you previously were very much involved in the rat race, if we can call it that, working in the city, doing a lot of city-like things. But you gave all that up to do the work you're doing at the moment. What was the trigger that caused you to move over?
I get asked that question a lot, Keith. So there was a number of things, but kind of in a nutshell, I felt kind of early on from starting the job that it didn't really quite fit the expectation I had going in, like a corporate job, like moving your way up the ranks and living the corporate life. It didn't really match that in reality. So as I was living the day to day, I felt like there was something quite big missing. At that time, I couldn't really put my finger on what exactly it was. And I felt like I needed to make a change out of it. And at that point in my life where I didn't have mortgage, a partner, anything where I had big responsibilities, I felt like it was that right time to kind of take the leap of faith and the risk of just leaving and trying something different. So really it was just a feeling of something that was missing.
Because you graduated in 2016 with a degree in business management. Obviously at that stage you didn't want to do the kind of work you're doing now. It's at that moment, isn't it? Suddenly you realise there's something missing from your life. It usually affects people like me. I sometimes think at my age, oh my God, I've had 3/4 of my life. I've only got a quarter left. I must use my time more effectively. Did you ever feel that, time was marching on? I mean, do you think that generally in our life, and this is also addressing our listeners at Leica Radio, we just move around so fast, we don't just stand and stare, do we?
Yeah, exactly. You're so right, Keith. And I think we've kind of become accustomed to almost living on autopilot and just going through each day, one day after the other, and not really making much change or kind of acknowledging, are we happy in what we're doing? Is it bringing us fulfillment or contentment, or is there purpose behind the work we're doing? And for me, yeah, it was exactly like that. And I went into my degree. I graduated in business management. I did quite like a broad degree because I wasn't really sure at that stage in my life exactly what I wanted to do. So I thought having a business degree behind me could kind of put me into a general corporate style job, which is what I ended up doing. And then I guess you feel like I've been through a lot of education. I've started my corporate job. Do I really want to, like, inverted commas, put that to waste and just jump out of it? So it is something I definitely did struggle with at the beginning, whether it's a risk I wanted to take or not.
This is Keith Vass on Talking Points on Leica Radio. We're having a very interesting conversation, a calm conversation with Sarita Thakrar, a yoga coach and an advocate for holistic well-being. When we come back, we're going to be asking her about how do we go on one of her retreats, but also she's going to give us a little bit of yoga training, just what we need on a Sunday morning. Join us after the break.
रुक क्यों गए? बाजा! आज निकली वो बनके चांद है तौबा, देख के उसको होश उड़े, कुछ तो नशा होगा. अरे आज निकली वो बनके चांद है तौबा, देख के उसको होश उड़े, कुछ तो नशा होगा.
अरे लगती कमाल है, हुस्न बवाल है, होए 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 होए. लगती कमाल है, हुस्न बवाल, वो कुड़ी कहाँ मिलती है?
सपने में मिलती है, वो कुड़ी मेरी सपने में मिलती है.
कैसे है तेरा बुरा हाल वो कुड़ी कहाँ मिलती है
मुंबई का किंग कौन? भीकू
Celebrating 9 glorious years of Leica Radio with Cool Cakes Bakery. Cakes for any occasion. Order online at coolcakes.uk or in store across London.
Planning to travel? Cover your trip with Holiday Risk Worldwide Travel Insurance. Our policies cover COVID if you test positive before your trip and need to cancel. 24 hours medical assistance abroad, personal belongings, gadget cover and much more. T's and C's apply. Holiday Risk is regulated by the FCA. We've got you covered. Competitive prices online. Book now at holidayrisk.com. Are you covered?
MantraHolidays.co.uk presents 2023 Travel Destination Catalogue. UK day trips from £30 per person. Destinations include Isle of Wight, Bournemouth, Durdledore, among others. With private coach hire available. Call 020 3773 6333. That's 020 3773 6333. MantraHolidays.co.uk.
Hira Foods, bringing you authentic Eastern flavours with a huge selection of products including spices, grains, lentils, rice, flours, pickles, sauces, nuts and ready-to-eat meals. Hira Foods, king in quality, king in taste.
Gujarati ration pani farsad chatkila dal kathod lot chokha papdi ni masala Ram's Cash and Carry niche edgeware ma bol bala
Ram's Cash and Carry edgeware
for retail and wholesale groceries.
All type of flours,
spices,
beans,
lentils,
pulses,
fresh and frozen vegetables,
and much more.
ramscashandcarry.co.uk.
Mollison Way, Edgeware.
Ram's Cash and Carry ni edgeware ma bol bala.
अरे दीवानों गए दौर का नए दौर का और हर दौर का संगीत लेकर आ रहे हैं लेजेंडरी संगीतकार कल्याण जी आनंद जी की जोड़ी के आनंद जी वीर जी शाह। साथ में आएंगे नितिन मुकेश, साधना सरगम, सपना मुखर्जी, वैभव नयन। म्यूजिशियंस की पूरी टीम के साथ कलाकारों का मेला। ट्विंकल एंटरटेनमेंट की सुरीली पेशकश संडे 16 अप्रैल को द ओवो वेम्बली अरीना में। टिकट्स फ्रॉम बॉक्स ऑफिस एंड वीडियोरामा। फॉर फर्दर इंफॉर्मेशन कॉन्टैक्ट ट्विंकल एंटरटेनमेंट ऑन 07401 747 062.
Here in the Southeast, we sell amazing products and services the whole world wants.
We're global processing services from London and we help people pay in innovative ways in over 48 countries.
We're Creative Nature from Surrey and our allergen-free snack bars let people eat safely across the Middle East and Europe.
Whilst at Naturally Tribal in Milton Keynes, our all-natural skincare range soothes skin conditions in 5 countries.
So if you make it in the Southeast, why not sell it to the world? For free help from the UK government, visit grey.gov.uk.
K Furniture's huge stock sale is now on. Save up to 70% on sofas, dining, beds, bedroom, living and lounge furniture. All available for immediate delivery, only while stocks last. Visit K Furniture showrooms in Cricklewood, Harrow, Hatch End and Hayes. Hurry, when it's gone, it's gone. kfurniture.co.uk. Quality furniture at unbeatable prices. Himalaya Carpets is now doing buy now and pay later with up to 12 months interest-free credit available on all carpets, sofas and beds. Branches at Southall, Slough and Hounslow.
Himalayan Carpets for low prices. Himalayan Carpets.
Shadi Week is brought to you by Asta 360, award-winning event and wedding specialists. 07951 960 096.
Cool Cakes Bakery, cakes for any occasion. Order online at coolcakes.uk or in stores across London. That's Cool Cakes with a K. Shadi Week sponsor, Preeti Catering and Event Management Specialist. Call 0208 606 0303.
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm talking to Sarita Thakra, a yoga coach and advocate for holistic well-being. The benefits of yoga. People talk about yoga. Narendra Modi is a great leader of the yoga movement. Very soon we're going to have a mass yoga display in Trafalgar Square or somewhere in central London. Would you recommend yoga to people? And why would you recommend it? What are the benefits?
I would most definitely recommend yoga to everyone. Having said that, yoga is most definitely a lifestyle. I think the way we think about it a lot is just we see the exercises and the postures and we think it's quite like a physical practice. It definitely is a physical practice, but it has a lot of spirituality and mind involvement, a lot of link with your breath. And the whole point is it's supposed to be a very holistic practice. So it's linking in your mind and body consistently and you're training that connection between the both. So what you see on the outside is a lot more than what you get when you're actually doing it as part of your lifestyle and on a regular basis. What I would say the main benefits are a huge amount of your self-awareness. For those people that want to make a change in their life, maybe get healthier, you can only create a change in your life when you are aware of exactly what is not going right. So yoga, I would say, increases your self-awareness because you're stopping, you're taking a moment to be still and realizing, how are you breathing? How are you sitting? What are the constant thoughts that are occurring in your mind?
No, you're absolutely right. I'm going to ask you about the type of people who come onto your retreat. Is it the majority of people women, or are you getting men coming along? What type of people come on your retreats, and how long does a retreat last, and where are they held?
Yeah, so for the retreats, it does generally attract more women. Having said that, there are men that come, but I think women are generally just happen to be so more interested in health and wellness and doing things to improve their well-being. Whereas I think it might be, I wouldn't say taboo, but in the male culture, it might be a bit more, oh, I don't need this, or I'm okay, I'm fine. So it's opening up more and more. So I am seeing more and more men than I initially was. But yeah, largely it is women. The length of these retreats does vary. So I've got 2 upcoming ones for 10 nights. Another one is for 5 nights. They're both taking place in India, in Rishikesh, which is the yoga capital of the world. And they consist of a lot of wellness practices such as yoga, sound healing, we'll do massage, we'll listen to music, we'll spend a lot of time in nature, and we'll do all the kind of main sites as well. So you're getting a little holiday at the same time, seeing all the main sites that Rishikesh has because it's a beautiful spiritual place.
Yes. Finally, Sarita, I'd like you to do a quick yoga demonstration for our listeners. When I listened to you the last time I heard you speak, you encouraged everyone to breathe through their nose and not through their mouth. And ever since, that's exactly what I've been doing. I feel the air going in right down to the pit of my stomach and then coming out. Breathe through your nose. So what little exercise do you have for the listeners of Leica Radio this Sunday morning?
I'm so glad to hear that, Keith. So let's run through a really quick breath. It's called the 4-7-8 breath. So anytime any of the listeners are feeling a little bit stressed, overwhelmed or unsettled, you can do this. It requires a couple of minutes. So it's called the 4-7-8 breath. You're going to inhale through your nose for 4 counts. You're going to hold your breath for 7 counts. And you're going to exhale out your mouth for 8 counts. So should we do one round together?
I was trying to do it.
Okay.
It takes practice, doesn't it? So we're all following you now. Go ahead.
So when you're ready, just for a moment, as long as you're not, you might be driving, so you're going to have to stop for a minute on the side. You're just going to relax your shoulders. And you're going to just take a moment to just be. And then we're going to start. Inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out your mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Fine. Just to mention, if you struggle to do that on those particular ratios, then reduce the amount that you're holding the breath, because I know 7 seconds for some people can be difficult. So just reduce the ratios. Maybe you want to do 3, 6, and 7 rather than 4, 7, 8. But the main thing is you want to have a longer exhale than the inhale, because that's putting your body into that rest and digest, relaxed state.
Wonderful. Sarita Thakur, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I feel even more calm than when I started this morning. You've been a great guest. We always ask our guests to choose a song that means something to them and to dedicate it to someone special. Which song would you like to choose and to whom would you like to dedicate it to?
I don't have a particular person to dedicate this to, but there's a song that I absolutely love called Dil Ko Karar Aaya. And the reason I'm choosing it is because when I was living in India for a year, last year, they were playing it so much in it. You know, when a song brings back good memories, so it really gives reminisces on the time where I had such a great year out there. So that is the song that I'm choosing.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your tips of a healthy and a well-being for our lives, and enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you, you too, Keith. Thank you so much for having me on the program today, and best wishes to all the listeners of Leica Radio.
Let's hear Sarita Thakur's
जब से दिल को मेरे तू लगा है, नींद रातों की मेरी, चाहत बातों की मेरी, चैन को भी मेरे तूने यूं ठगा है। जब सांसें भरूं मैं बंद, आंखें करूं मैं नजर, तू यार दिल को करार आया, तुझ पे प्यार आया, पहली पहली बार आया, ओ यारा। दिल को करार आया, तुझ पे प्यार आया, पहली पहली बार आया, ओ यारा। हर रोज पूछे ये हवाएं, हम तो बता के हारे, क्यों जिक्र तेरा करते हैं हमसे तारे।
हर रोज पूछे ये हवाएं, हम तो बता के हारे, क्यों जिक्र तेरा करते हैं हमसे तारे। अब कैसे है तेरे
को करार आया, तुझ पे है प्यार आया, पहली पहली बार आया, ओ यारा।
दिल को करार आया, तुझ पे है प्यार आया, पहली पहली बार आया, ओ यारा।
Talking Points. Leica. Time checks are brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com or call 0207 580 5000.
Leica Radio.
Traffic and travel.
I'm Michael Page. Good news to start. On the M25 anti-clockwise, all the lanes are open and the delays have eased before junction 9 for Leatherhead following an earlier incident. And heading out of town, the A40 Western Avenue has reopened at the Greenford flyover following an earlier accident. In Brixton, on the A23 Brixton Road, on the northbound approach to the Brixton Police Station, traffic light says a lane closed because of a broken down car. And in the centre of town, Tottenham Court Road's been closed southbound for emergency repairs between Windmill Street and Hanway Street. On the trains, C2C services aren't running between Fenchurch Street and Upminster because of signalling problems at Barking, and South Western Railway have overrunning engineering work between Waterloo and Clapham Junction, causing delays and some cancellations. And that's the latest traffic and travel.
At Tesco Mobile, we're a little bit and a little bit. The best of and the very best of. We call it Supermarket Mobile. It's why we offer helpful extras like club card points towards your weekly shop, so your can help your. This is Super Helpful Mobile. This is Supermarket Mobile. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps. Tesco Club Card holders only. Collect one Club Card point for every £1 spent. See tescomobile.com/clubcard points.
This is Leica Radio. Celebrating 9 glorious years of Leica Radio with Cool Cakes Bakery. Cakes for any occasion. Order online at coolcakes.uk or in store across London.
सस्ती से सस्ती फ्लाइट्स और हॉलिडे पैकेज चाहिए तो 24 घंटे 7 दिन किसी भी समय ट्रैवल हब का नंबर मिलाइए फॉर क्रूज टेलर मेड हॉलिडे होटल बुकिंग्स एंड हनीमून पैकेजेस हमसे सस्ता कहीं नहीं मिल सकता कॉल ट्रैवल हब 24/7 ऑन 0208-782-8833 और विजिट travelhub.ltd.co.uk.
Travel Hub, best service with unbeatable price.
At all protected.
Visit travelhub.ltd.co.uk.
इस कड़कड़ाती ठंड में एक बढ़िया कड़क गर्मा गर्म चाय मिल जाए तो आए हाय मजा आ जाए।
अरे समझो हो गया, रॉयल चाय है ना अब भी बन जाएगी। सिर्फ पैकेट खोलो और गर्म पानी में घोल लो, चाय तैयार, वो भी रॉयल टेस्ट के साथ। रॉयल चाय झटपट कहीं भी कभी भी।
Hira Foods, bringing you authentic Eastern flavors with a huge selection of products including spices, grains, lentils, rice, flours, pickles, sauces, nuts and ready-to-eat meals. Hira Foods, king in quality, king in taste.
Colours TV and HDFC presents Rangila 2023, London's first ever indoor mega Holi party, powered by Vance and radio partner Leica Radio. Join us for a day full of entertainment on Sunday the 5th of March from 11:30 a.m. at Byron Hall in Harrow. Performing on the day, Navin Kundra, DJ Nish, alongside Bhangra Smash Up and DJ Monks, hosted by Tommy Sandu. For tickets, call 07423 288 795. Travel partner Star Tours and food partner Talk and Tika.
Travel with Star Tours and visit Scotland, Snowdonia, Lake District or choose day trips. Enjoy delicious Indian meals, sightseeing and accommodation from an APTA and ATOL bonded operator. Call Star Tours on 0208 900 2323 or visit startours.co.uk. Schengen visa services also provided.
Leica Mobile is here to support you during these testing times. Get unlimited data, UK calls and texts, and 100 international minutes with Leica Mobile UK Plan Unlimited Bundle for just £25 for the next 30 days. EU roaming included. Please visit leicamobile.co.uk to buy yours today. This is a limited time offer. T's and C's apply. Leica Mobile.
Here in the southeast, we sell amazing products and services the whole world wants.
We're global processing services from London and we help people pay in innovative ways in over 48 countries.
We're Creative Nature from Surrey, and our allergen-free snack bars let people eat safely across the Middle East and Europe.
Whilst at Naturally Tribal in Milton Keynes, our all-natural skincare range soothes skin conditions in 5 countries.
So if you make it in the southeast, why not sell it to the world? For free help from the UK government, visit great.gov.uk.
के फर्नीचर दी वड्डी स्टॉक सेल हुण शुरू हो चुकी है। सोफास, डाइनिंग, बेड्स, बेडरूम्स, लिविंग एंड लाउंज फर्नीचर ते 70% तक दी बचत। इमीडिएट डिलीवरी दा लाभ लवो ओनली वाइल्स्ट स्टॉक लास्ट्स। आज ही ब्रिकलवुड, हैरो, हैच एंड ते हेजविच के फर्नीचर दे शोरूम ते जाओ। जल्दी करो, स्टॉक खत्म। दा मतलब स्टॉक खत्म। kfurniture.co.uk. Quality furniture at unbeatable prices.
Himalaya Carpets is now doing buy now and pay later with up to 12 months interest-free credit available on all carpets, sofas and beds. Branches at Southall, Slough and Hounslow.
Himalayan carpets for low prices. Himalayan carpets.
Mom, have you bought some of those delicious noodles?
You mean Coca, the king of noodles? Coca means delicious. Variety of flavors available in Coca Packet, Coca Cup and Coca Bowl noodles. Suitable for vegetarians and halal approved. The king of noodles, Coca noodles, packets, cups and bowls now available everywhere in the UK.
Hello and namaskar. मैं हूँ बाली ब्रह्मभट्ट with my show Gold Afternoons, Monday to Friday, 1 to 4 p.m. full of retro Bollywood music, masti and tributes.
Atto prem che, prem che, prem che, prem che.
Bali Brambhat on Gold Afternoons is sponsored by Elliot's Shah Chartered Accountants. Call Elliot's Shah Chartered Accountants on 0207 632 0300. Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. There are 7,151 languages spoken around the world today. My second guest on the program is Yolanda Baker, who is a modern language tutor and has been scaling up access to affordable private tuition for people like me. She's currently working as a product owner at LessonWise, where she drives product development and change. She graduated from Durham University with a BA in modern languages, French and Spanish. Well, what else? And she did her postgraduate studies at SOAS at the University of London in international business. She's well versed in English, French, Mandarin and Spanish languages and is a talented A-level modern languages tutor. She joins me this morning from North London. Good morning, Yolanda Baker.
Good morning. Hi.
I should also say, in view of the fact that we're talking about languages, bonjour, buenos dias and zhao shang hao.
Yeah, zhao shang hao.
And I should also say a very happy birthday to you, because I know it was your birthday very recently.
Thank you. Yes, I've just come back from Fuerteventura.
Lovely. Now, they used to say that English was the only universal language. When we looked at the figures, however, we found that 1.1 billion people were speaking Mandarin, 512 million were speaking Spanish, and 284 million were French speakers worldwide. Do these figures surprise you? Because we're living in an environment here in the United Kingdom where we all speak English and we don't really look beyond our shores, but they're very important, aren't they, languages?
Yes, indeed they are. And I think it's quite important nowadays that, us British people as well, we need to, step away from monolingualism and be more open to multiculturalism and bilingualism or even multilingualism. And actually, in fact, the number of modern languages that's been taken up for GCSE studies or even at A-level studies has declined rapidly over the recent years. And this is quite a shame, actually, to see, because languages are so important in our daily lives. And although we, may not see it around us as we're used to, talking with our families and friends in our own native language, but it broadens your horizon when you go travel or work even. And so I do really hope that we can continue to pass on the importance of learning new languages and carry that.
Now, when did your interest in languages begin? Because you studied modern languages and now you're in this field trying to get others to learn languages. When did you start getting interested?
Well, so I actually grew up in a very multicultural family. So my mother originally came from Hong Kong and my father is Jewish. And so during my childhood, I was always exposed to two very strong cultures. So even though Cantonese is the native dialect they speak in Hong Kong, my mum actually never wanted me to learn it. It's quite a funny story, actually. So she always pushed for me and my brothers to learn Mandarin instead, as China was the rising power in the early 2000s. And so I've always, had an interest in learning Mandarin, and we were also sent to Sunday school to learn how to read Hebrew. And then even throughout school, we were pushed to learn French and Spanish at school as well as European languages. And I just develop the love for the culture and just learning the skills, really.
Now, scientific research, Yolanda Baker, suggests that to be completely fluent in another language, you need to learn the language before the age of 12. Do you think that that's true? So someone like me who's now entering my 6th decade, it's tougher for me than it is if you were a 5 or 6 year old kid, isn't it?
Yes. I must say it is obviously a lot easier to start learning languages when you're younger as a child, because you do learn languages and you soak it up like a sponge. Never say never. I actively encourage everyone to start learning no matter their age. It's never too late. And it's not really important gaining the fluency, really. It's more important kind of to really understand the culture and to exercise your brain whilst learning a new skill and a new language.
This is Keith Vass on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm having a very interesting conversation with Yolanda Baker, not just a passionate language enthusiast, but one of the product owners, Lesson-Wise. She's trying to encourage us to speak different languages. So, let's take a short break. Let's consult our dictionaries in Spanish, French, Mandarin and Gujarati, and let's return after a few seconds.
मुंह से सीटी बजे हाथ से ताली लड़की देखी मुंह से सीटी बजे हाथ से ताली साला आइला उस्मा आएगा पूरी आले आले मैं खिलाड़ी तू अनाड़ी मैं अनाड़ी तू खिलाड़ी मैं खिलाड़ी तू अनाड़ी मैं अनाड़ी तू शराबी होश उड़ा ले जाया उस लड़की है या है कयामत दिल से निकले आए सोते जगते लड़की देखो दिल धक 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 धड़के देखो फड़के आंख मेरी तन में शोला सा भर के लड़की लड़की करते करते हो न जाए दीवाने ऐसा ना हो जाए कि हम खुद को ही ना पहचाने और मेरा जब भी होता है कभी न जाए खाली हर ताले की रखता हूँ मैं अपनी जेब में चाबी लड़की देखी मुँह से सीधी बजे हाथ से ताली लड़की देखी मुँह से सीधी बजे हाथ से ताली साला आइला उस्मा आएगा पूरी आले आले मैं खिलाड़ी तू अनाड़ी मैं अनाड़ी तू खिलाड़ी मैं खिलाड़ी तू अनाड़ी मैं अनाड़ी तू
आपको क्या लगा हम भूल गए
हम दोनों हैं अलग अलग हम दोनों हैं जुदा जुदा एक दूसरे से कभी कभी रहते हैं हम खबा खबा
Celebrating 9 glorious years of Leica Radio with Cool Cakes Bakery. Cakes for any occasion. Order online at coolcakes.uk or in store across London.
Haldiram brings you the most loved Indian sweets which are freshly made in UK. Now order your favorite Haldiram products online only on haldiramuk.com. Also available at your local Asian store at super special prices.
The one thing COVID did give us, digital transformation. If you're serious about digital growth and would like a tactical approach to your digital marketing, then remember the name Hearty Hanks. With over 20 years experience and a proven track record, we have the talent and know-how to deliver online success. Hearty Hanks, experts in consultancy, branding, design, e-commerce, search and social. Call Hearty Hanks today on 020 8827 1600 or visit hhdigital.uk. Hearty Hanks, your partners for digital success.
Oh my goodness! The Kapoors are back in another smash hit theatre production with Mrs. Kapoor's Daughter's Wedding 2, Mauritius. It's overflowing with comedy, singing, dancing and dawn. It's the must-attend show of the year. Touring the UK to London, Manchester, Leicester, Bradford and Birmingham. Don't miss out. Book your tickets now at mkdw.co.uk.
Is renewing your driving license when you turn 70 just one of the million things you need to do? Well, applying online is easy. Type in gov.uk/renew at 70. Click on the start button and follow the steps. It's completely secure, quick, free, easy to do, and you should receive your new license from DVLA within a week. Good day. Oh, and you'll need to renew every 3 years. All done. Go to gov.uk/renew at 70 to get started now.
Deciding to do something about my varicose veins, I can honestly say was life-changing. Deciding I wasn't going to put up with the aches and pains or feeling self-conscious. Vein Centre have clinics all over the UK, offering modern treatments for varicose and thread veins. I was in and out the same day, and even back to work the following day. It's so good to finally feel confident, happy and healthy in my skin. Visit veincentre.com today.
We just do veins.
SBI UK has got some great news for your savings. The 35-day notice savings account with SBI UK can earn you up to 2% interest on your savings. You can withdraw the funds by giving a 35-day notice. Terms and conditions apply. For more details, visit sbiuk.com. SBI UK has been serving UK customers for over 100 years. SBI UK is regulated by the FCA and PRA.
Man Travel.
चॉइसेस का भी मान रखेंगे चीप फेयर्स का ध्यान रखेंगे आपका हम मान रखेंगे
Man Travel. Time is flying. Let's fly too. Just call 0208 099 9900.
हर ट्रिप में आपका मान रखेंगे
Man Travel.
बेटी आई विदेश से जो देख रही है घर को वो अपनों का है प्यार यहाँ इसका घर संसार यहाँ है अनमोल विरासत ये आओ संजोए दौलत ये यही हमारी परंपरा हाथ में थामो इसे जरा इस माला की मोती तुम इसे संभालो बेटी तुम हमारी धरोहर हमारा दस्तूर कोहिनूर
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm talking to Yolanda Baker, a language teacher and a product owner at Lesson Wise. She's driving product development, trying to get us to speak other languages. You've lived in several countries, Yolanda. You've visited many, many countries. Is there any difference in the way in which, for example, the Chinese teach Chinese to their citizens and the way in which we do it here in the UK?
Yes, I do think that the Chinese pedagogical approach to things, there are stark differences. For instance, it is more methodological and there's more routine learning as well, more memorization. They put greater emphasis on that. And I think in the British system, they do encourage creativity and problem-solving skills a lot more and think outside the box. So in that regard, yes, there are differences.
Now, what are your tips? A lot of the stuff that is done now is online, where my wife Maria is on a app which drives me insane, because as I'm sitting there trying to concentrate on, the latest episode of Borgen, suddenly I get that little bleep, which means that she's got her answer right to the question that is being asked in Spanish. She's been learning Spanish for a number of years now, and helped me with saying good morning earlier on. What's the tip?
Is that Duolingo?
I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, it drives me nuts. Whereas tutoring, of course, is much better when you have a human being at the other end. It is so much better, isn't it, to be able to talk to someone about the language, to learn the vocabulary. Are there any tips to learning a new language, do you think?
Yes, certainly. So, as you mentioned, just getting a tutor, I think that's a great way to learn a language, to be honest, as you have someone to guide you, to correct you on the spot, and that's a really great way to start your language learning. But in addition to that, I also think always having a vocabulary book next to you when you go abroad, that's a very, very good method, so that you can just jot down notes and look back once you finish your day and continually revise the vocab that you've learned. Another great way is Netflix. So very powerful and fun way of learning. You can change the language settings and you can follow on with the subtitles and then gradually take the subtitles away once you feel confident enough to watch shows and movies in that target language. Yeah, those are my top tips.
So what you're saying is you should really learn it at school. You should master it at school. But even after you've done this, even if you're slightly older as I am, just above school age, it's something that you should take up. Actually, medical researchers I've quoted already also suggest that if you learn a language, this helps your brain enormously develop and keep ticking over rather than, stopping, because you're actually, the brain is thinking in another language, which is very important. So it's good for your health, isn't it?
And studies have shown that speaking another language can delay dementia up to 7 years. So there we go.
Well, that is why I shall plug on with my French. Je parle un peu français, and that's, I do know more than that. I know a couple of words of Gujarati as well, and a bit of Punjabi. But Chinese, this is the first time on live radio that I've spoken Chinese, so you brought the best out in me, Yolanda Baker. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for joining us today, and good luck with your ventures. And let's get some of our listeners at Leica Radio signed up, learning a new language, expanding your mind, and living longer. Thank you for being with us. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you very much for hosting, and thank you, Leica Radio fans, for listening in.
And in honor of Yolanda Baker, I have chosen one of the most famous Spanish language songs ever played on radio, either in this country or in the whole world. It's been viewed 8 billion times on YouTube. It's Despacito, which means slowly. So let's get up and get dancing.
Ay, Fonsi, Chihuahua. Oh no, oh no, oh. Go. Sí, sabes que ya llevo un rato mirándote. Tengo que bailar contigo hoy. Chihuahua. Vi que tu mirada ya estaba llamándome. Muéstrame el camino que yo voy. Oh, tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso. Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firma las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito. Sube, 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 sube. Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo.
Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, veo que eres malicia con delicadeza. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Y es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas, pero para montarlo aquí tengo la pieza. Oye,
despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firma las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito. Sube, sube. Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, favorito, baby. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito, vamos a hacerlo en una playa en Puerto Rico, hasta que las olas griten ay bendito, para que mi sello se quede contigo. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Enseñas a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, favorito. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito.
Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. ¡Hey! 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 Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. ¡Hey!
Keith Vaz on Talking Points. Leica.
Time's up for this week. I hope you enjoyed today's program. My thanks to Sarita Thakra and Yolanda Baker for joining us today. Special thanks to my researcher Shridula, my producer Rena, and editor Adam. To end today's program, we're going to be listening to Tukur Tukur, which means stare continuously. Keep your eye on that person, and has already had 187 million views on YouTube. Please stay tuned for the wonderful Sheena, who follows the news on Leica Radio, Britain's greatest Asian radio station. This has been Talking Points on Leica Radio with Keith Vaz, broadcasting from London. I hope you have a great Sunday.
तुझे न चाहूं मैं तक दिन दिन बिन पे जैसे है नाचती ना गिन आगे पीछे तेरे घूमू जैसे फूल पे करती मक्खी बिना बिन जरा तू हाथ उठा के कमरिया गोल घुमा के आजा मेरी फ्लोर पे दिल वाले से तू दिल लगा के
जश्नबाजी की शाम है जश्नबाजी की शाम है तेरे किट ताल पे ठुमके लगाए जालिमा जान ले वहाँ तेरी अदा जान ले वहाँ तेरी अदा दिल वाले पिया का दिल चुराए जालिमा
तेरी शैतानियों से महफिल रंगीन हुई तू दीवाना हुआ मैं भी शौकीन हुई दुनिया जलती है तो जले दुनिया जलती है तो जले रात भर जालिमा के संग नचे जालिमा
जिंदगी है